Hello everyone, welcome back to Japan and Tackle. Today we have another video for you guys. It's going to be a quick one. We got a couple items from Imakatsu and one from Ryugi. Starting off with the Imakatsu. This is the Lazy Swimmer 7-inch. 7-inch is the newest iteration of the Lazy Swimmers, coming in at 7 inches, 2.5 ounces. The color here is Rainbow Trout. Well, here, let me show the harness system that's inside. So if you could see there, we'll get that, but remember that when we're talking about weighting. But here, let's open this up. I was really looking forward to this size. The 9-inch was just way too big for me, and the 6-inch was a little too small for the rod that I want to use the top jig hooks with. 2.5 ounces is perfect for our lakes. Rainbow Trout was just stocked, so if there's some big girls out there, it's going to be perfect matching the hatch for this time. But here we have the Lazy 7-inch swimmer. Like I stated before, this is 2.5 ounces, 7 inches. Comes with that wedge style tail. The great thing about the Lazy Swimmers is since it does have a top hook, you could also take off the trebles and just slow crawl it on the bottom like I showed in the box before. If you want to weight it down, they recommend about 1 gram right here. And I guess that's going to help it suspend instead of float. Different retrieves for this is depending on what you're looking to get out of it. But if you're going ultra dead slow, this just has a small movement on the top of the water that looks great. A little bit more medium retrieve, you start to get subsurface. And I believe if you speed it up, it's going to dive a little bit more. The other thing that I've been seeing a lot of people is they just hook it here just to hold it. And on the back side, because it has that double fin right here, go ahead and just hook and hide the hook right here. And there you have it. It'll hold up the hooks a little bit more. If you want to use it, if you want to keep the treble hooks and the top jig hook, this is a way that you could do it right there. Just sticking the trebles back into itself just to hold them up a little bit higher up. And again, that's a 7-inch Lazy Swimmer by Imakatsu, available now. Here's another item that I've been waiting for. And this is the Imakatsu Javelin Super Reel. The Super Reel is another part of their Javelin series. 85 millimeters, 6 come in a pack. Takes them out of the package. So when you get them straight out of the package, they come in 2s and these beautiful clamshells. It's going to keep the bait nice and straight. Here, let's take one out. Look at how awesome that looks. This is a multi-segmented bait. This is just another one of the baits that we had the pleasure of testing not too long ago. Mr. Rick did really good with it. As you can see right there, there's a little ball. And what I noticed is that's just to hold the hook in better, which is awesome. Really well thought out. If you're going to be using an EWG, which I do have one set up that way. A million ways that you could rig this up. Just a couple off the top of the head is hover strolling, mid strolling. As you can see, it's a multi-plastic bait, so the bottom is going to be heavier than the top, which is awesome. Having that weighted material on the bottom really is going to help it keep it keeled. A lot of different ways that you could rig this bait. Ball head, strolling, a fish arrow wheel head, which is another way that I'm thinking right off the top of the head, and EWG with or without a little weight on the bottom of the hook. So here I have already one rigged up on the EWG. This is a decoy size 1 or 1/0 will fit it right. I just like the extra heavy hook because it already has a wider gauge, which makes it a little bit heavier of a hook, which is going to just help it keep it down without having to use an external weight. As I was explaining earlier, that right there holds the hook down so that it stays in the perfect position and it's not going to be buried deep where with the fish bites in, it's going to pop out right off, but it's still going to hold it during your cast and stuff. And like I mentioned, this could be used in many different ways. If you also wanted to use a ball head or, like I said, a wheel head, here's the wheel head from Fish Arrow, which fits it perfect. Maybe a little bit on the smaller side for some of you guys, but for me, perfect size for the hook. And now let me rig one up for you strolling fanatics. Let's do it the right way though. Let's start off with the Ryugi Hovershot. Again, size 1, maybe a little small for some of you guys, but I promise you it's plenty hook for this size bait. And the one thing that I do like about these Ryugi Hovershot hooks is that they have this really nasty bait holder that holds these soft plastics really well. And as always, when you rig these little hover baits up, you want to go right around the top of the eyeball, just like that. Remember, always take your time because the straighter it is, the better the bait's going to run. Get it where you want, pop it right in, and there you go. Like I said, a size 1. I feel like there's plenty of gap there. See how that fits it beautifully in there, and this really helps keep it locked in with that bait holder. And then our weight of choice, the Ryugi splittable adjust nails, 0.6 grams, all you're really going to need. Like I said, that bottom is already weighted. So let's pull one of these out, and then you're just going to put it right in the chin and go straight through, and there you have it. And now with that little bit of weight in the in the face and the hook on top with all the other mass down here. It's going to give you a nice little flash as you're shaking the rod. And with this extra little segment, it's really going to give it a little bit, it's going to give it a lot of movement in the back. So like I said, I was really excited to get these in my hands. I've been a hover fanatic this summer, just trying to really dial down the equipment and dial down the technique. Again, this is the Javelin Super Reel by Imakatsu. And last but not least, we have the Ryugi football head. This is the G2, so the second version. And this is tungsten, not a tungsten resin, which makes it even smaller, more compact and more dense to get a little bit more feel. So these are going to come 2 to a pack. So there's a little instruction in here. It's in Japanese, so if you do get one and you want to translate it, all it's telling you is that these come from a factory. You're going to have to adjust it the way you want. So you're going to have to open these little gaps up if you want it to fit in a little bit more tight in the head. And it's just showing you where to adjust. And here on the back, it's going to tell you what side A is, what side B is, and how you're going to be able to pull these out either with surface and pushing against it or with pliers. Giving it a quick little push, and that'll expose your hook holder there. So now once you have that exposed, you can grab your favorite hook. Let's see. Say I want to grab this 4-aught KG, this out. And now you just put this right in into there, put it in as so, push it in as so, push it in, and once it's in there, it's nice and secure. And there you have it. Let's pair that up to the free gel 4-inch bug from Icevogel. It's been my favorite bait for the fall, honestly, for no particular reason besides I think it's so cool. The plastic is so thick and has such an awesome texture to it. Just everything well thought out. It even has, I believe, 2 different density plastics to keep it, when you free rig this, to keep it horizontal after the weight hits, and it just has this natural fall to it. It's a really, really cool bait. But I like to use it as a craw because it also has a great kick when you pull it. So let me just rig one up, and the 4-aught just seems to fit really well in here. Get that right in to expose it, and there you have it. And again, that's the G2 football head from Ryugi. If you guys have any questions on any of these baits, please make sure to leave us a comment. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Muninori, the owner of Japan Import Tackle, is posting on there on the regular, and he's very active on that. But please make sure to check out our website as well. And for any of these baits, make sure to look us up, or please make sure to shop with any of our retail partners. Again, that's japanimporttackle.com. And this was just a little short video just to showcase a couple of items that we just got in that we are very excited to be trying for the fall season. So please make sure to keep following us and see the fish catches. All right, have a great one.